Well, good day. Guess who I'm sitting with? This would be Denise Bernardi, who's one of our fabulous tutorial and study skills professionals. And we thought today one of the things that we've been talking about, and I've been talking with you on our other videotapes, is all the different things that we do with students with executive function difficulties and attention deficit and organization and academic problems. But one of the main things that I think I have not done well, and Denise has really helped a great deal in this, is that the Weaver Center is much more of a helping health center that works with educational issues than a quote-unquote mental health center. Right? We do a lot of evaluations. We do neuropsychological evaluations and emotional evaluations and educational evaluations and study skills evaluations. But our real purpose is to utilize strengths throughout all of the process here at the Weaver Center. And one of the main component parts is that we work with students, with families, with schools, and sometimes even with coaches or scout leaders or wherever we need to in the community to advocate for kids and help them advocate for themselves, but really develop the skills necessary to achieve success, which is always among their central goals. So what we thought we would talk about today is how do we go about developing a line of approach to working with kids with regard to tutorial services, and what kinds of things do we take a look at or ask them about that gives us the information on how we prioritize our work. And then how do we delve into developing the kind of skills and the repetition and the practice that they need so they can apply those skills on a regular basis, not just when we're working with them, which is a challenge, right? Is the application.
Right.
So maybe you could help us understand the process of what we've talked about as being process-oriented versus content-oriented, although we do quite a bit of content, don't we?
Well, we do it through content, so yeah, absolutely.
Right.
What we do is we really focus on breaking down assignments into their smallest task, and then figuring out what mechanisms or what reminders are going to work for students to think that they need to go back and do that step on their own. So it's really about the process, breaking things down into their smallest form or smallest minute detail, and then working from there, and then making a mechanism or some kind of alert to let them know to do it on their own.
You mean like a rubric or something that's written or something they follow, or how do they get reminded?
Well, it could be a visual reminder if someone's a visual learner. Sometimes it might be a reminder in someone's phone if they use their phone a lot. It depends really. I tailor it to what kids it's going to work for them. What kind of a reminder? Not everyone has a phone. Some kids do really well with having an assignment notebook, but then at the end of the day forget to check it. So maybe a reminder about that. Or maybe they do check their assignment notebook, but then they forget to do something else that's not. It's a piece of their assignment notebook, but it's not written in it. It's kind of a bigger picture thing that's not always written in it. And so we'll use a visual reminder, whether it's usually connected to actually what it is.
So how would they know to check that reminder at the time they need it when they're not working with you?
By building routines.
Right. Okay.
So we'd set up a routine. So after they get home, these are the 3 things you do: 1, 2, and 3. And if they have, whether it be a sticky, we'll write it down. We might make a silly song about it. We might do a mnemonic device about it. And sometimes I can work with parents who might give a gentle reminder or might even just have a reminder and just put it where they know their child will see it. So they don't even have to speak, because sometimes that creates a battle and tension right there.
So some of the work obviously is to reduce the battles in the home.
Absolutely. Quality of life.
So the stresses get reduced because you're teaching the skills so kids can be more independent and not need these deathly reminders after reminders after reminders.
Right.
So you set up a routine, a list of things, they get to it, they practice it, And then how do they feel afterwards?
Great, because they did it independently.
Oh.
And that can also be taken into doing a writing assignment.
Right,
you can
right.
transfer those things, that same system into a writing assignment. So if you have a high schooler who's working on an essay, we can work and make a similar pattern and organizational system for them to be successful in their writing.
So it sounds like one of the most important things is to develop a foundation that allows kids to work independently and much more successfully with their time.
Yes.
And feel pretty good.
Yes.
Well, I think this was an excellent introduction. We're supposed to keep it to 5 minutes, which is always difficult for me.
Okay. That's
so
pretty
why don't we just do another one? Because I got a whole bunch of other questions that are like this. This was perfect.
Okay.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
You're welcome anytime.